Formative assessment. Situating it within a learning framework. Dylan William and Paul Black. Two people who have done a lot of work in the area. Black and William published Developing the Theory of Formative Assessment. Their definition. Practice in a classroom is formative to the extent that evidence about student achievement is elicited, interpreted, and used by teachers, learners, or their peers, to make decisions about the next steps in instruction that are likely to be better, or better founded, than the decisions they would have taken in the absence of the evidence that was elicited. Formative assessment. Dylan William. Paul Black. Their framework for formative assessment. Other researchers in the area include Javier and Timpley. The Power of Feedback, 2007. Also of note are Eleanor Hargreaves, who published The Validity of Collaborative Assessment for Learning in 2007, and Randy Bennett's 2011 work, Formative Assessment, A Critical Review. Assumption 1. Formative assessment practices elicit valid evidence about achievement. Consequential validity, it's about using the data in a formative way. Instructionally tractable, data will provide information about how to get to learning goal. Involves inference, so is open to error. Requires expert teachers to form more reliable inferences. Inferences should be elicited from the same form of activity in which the intended learning should take place. Assumption 2. Teachers, learners and peers can be adequately equipped to interpret formative assessment data. Teachers, students and peers are required to interpret data. Involves metacognition. Requires expert domain knowledge. Proficient practice is informed by cognitive theory. Assumption 3. Planned learning strategies in a formative assessment framework are likely to be superior, or more soundly based, than those conceived in the absence of evidence. Consensus on the need for a practical model. Elicited information should inform and relate to learning. However, if initial inference is flawed, future learning is impacted. Feedback should be constructed in light of some insight into the student's context. Assumption 4. A defined framework that validates FAR processes will improve the effectiveness of the practical implementation they construct in the classroom. General consensus of aligning practice with theory. Teachers plan for a narrower scope of interactions that lead to a smaller range of foreseeable response alternatives. Allows for focused professional development. Should be supported by a stronger theoretical framework. A valid tool, likely to enhance learning. Could be more properly implemented within a cognitive or socio-cognitive framework. Requires focused professional development.